We are, I'm tired of waiting. Every time I get this set up, I like have to get it all ready, and then I get in there and then I set everything up and then I wait. And then I get tired of waiting. So then I stop. I'm playing with the settings on this light. Let me see. So that's blue. Yeah, we don't really want to be blue. Although it's not horrible, but you know. There's yellow. Yep, yellow looks okay on IG, but not so much on YouTube. I think this, what is this, like the natural light? It's the white one. That would be like more natural. I don't know. I feel like that's the best. Now let's see if I make it a little bit more dim. See, now that looks better on YouTube to dim it a little bit because it's not, I don't think it's washed. So actually both of them, I think that might be better. What I think I need to do is get another one of these ring lights and put one over here and one over here. And then I won't have this shadow happening here where I don't have the ring light. Because it's to be lighting this. And also I turned off the canister lights because they're nasty. But it is a little bit light outside, so I'm getting a little bit of natural light. I don't know. I'm looking really fuzzy though on YouTube. Come on, YouTube. There I am. Focus on me. Right here. There's my face. All right. When I put my hands up, it wants to focus on moving items, objects, moving something, moving me. All right. So get myself comfy. You hopefully won't hear too much doggy action today because I told her she had to go to bed because she was annoying me. She was digging some holes in the yard. So she has been on punishment and can't go outside by herself, which is bad for both of us because that means that I have to do all the work. And if you hear sounds upstairs, it's because we don't live alone. She came out because she heard the door opening upstairs. So now she thinks she wants to go outside. She's like, oh, that's right. I remembered. Anyway, welcome to my little live stream that I do every Sunday and Wednesday. This one's a little bit different. This is like I've turned Sundays into like the inspirational time. So we're talking about happy at any size, not healthy at any size, although that's part of it, but happy at any size. So hang out for a little bit and we'll talk about that. She sees her cousins outside now. She wants to go outside. No, you can't go there, Ramble. You got to stay. And then we've got an e.l.f. haul, and I've got an Ipsy reveal. It's not unboxing, unbagging, or anything because I have no self-control. Well, I have self-control. That's not true. Speaking of self-control, there's two makeup releases I really want. I've been pretty good. I've been quite good, actually. But there's two makeup releases I want. The one is, relax there, girl, is the Sydney Grace Temptalia, which is coming out next week. Beautiful 3 palettes. And I looked at the reviews, or like not reviews, the comments, and people are like, oh, that's like the same thing in 3 different forms. And it's totally not. They're really unique. And I actually really love the fact that they kind of go together as one collection, but then each of them is very unique and different, but they work well together. It's kind of like the most recent, which one is it? Hey Hey Vacay, the 2 sets, Hey Hey Vacay from LA Girl, the 2 palettes that they have, beautiful palettes, very similar color stories, but they go different directions. But other than that, they're similar. You don't need to go out there, Wimble. You're okay. No, you're not going to go outside. No, yes, I see that Shadow and Luna are outside, but you don't have to go outside right now. It's their outside time. Children. We're going to take her to the dog park later because she's got too much energy. Now you're hitting everything. Okay. So anyway, hopefully she'll relax and she'll do her thing. But anyway, I do want those. Oh, so Temptalia and Sydney Grace. Really, I want to try Sydney Grace. I haven't tried Sydney Grace. I also want the Tiny Marvels one from, you know that collab. Completely. I see her in my mind. But anyway, yeah. And then the other one is the Michaela and Glam Light, right? I keep thinking Glam Shop, but that's not it. Glam Light. And the Glam Light ones, every time they come out, I feel like they're like too foodie. I'm not like, why did we decide that food is cute? Like a novelty thing. Food is food. You just eat it. It's not cute. That is the, like, I think that's the Asian influence, the Asian invasion, right? Because it's like, that's a thing in like, I feel like K-pop and J-pop sort of culture. And even before that, but like Hello Kitty, all that kind of stuff that came out, and then the food started to get cute, and people started to put like things like scrambled eggs on their shirts and be like, "Oh, it's so cute." I'm like, "It's a scrambled egg, or not scrambled, like a over easy egg or whatever." I'm like, why is this a cute thing? I don't understand how food became fashion, but here we are. Anyway, so yeah, so it's too foodie, but the one that came from Michaela, that is a beautiful palette. And actually, I mean, there's a lot of colors in there. And if you look at what that would cost to get like all the like minis, the bright colored minis from like ColourPop or something like that, you do better with the Michaela palette. It's out today. I've been watching it. I noticed everything as of not too long ago. Everything was sold out except for the palette. The palette is what I would want anyhow, but it's $42. I know there's a promo code somewhere that I can get like 10 or 15% off. Still, it's a lot. So anyway, that's where we're at. Not going to be getting that at this for the time being, but maybe in the future. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I splurge? I can't right now. I can't. I really can't. The ones that actually I want right now, I have kind of my eye set. So Beauty Bay has the two first LA Girl palettes. Come on, YouTube. There we go. It has the first two YouTube palettes. YouTube palettes. I said YouTube palettes. LA Girl palettes. That's 16 pan. That are the hot heat, I think is what they are. And they're so pretty. They're very different than the other one. I've got some others that are a lot more bright and stuff. These ones are pretty subdued, but I think just really gorgeous color stories. And I have been so impressed with them. So I just want to get the whole collection. So I've got two more to go. And they're the only place I found these two. I mean, I haven't looked that hard, but those are that's the place that I found those two. And so I really want those. But then Beauty Bay came out with, in their own brand, they have their Utopia, Utopia. And they have the palette, the eyeshadow palette, and also the water activated liner palette. And I want them both. I actually first wanted the water activated liner. Then I started seeing reviews on the palette and saw that people were saying it was really good. So I thought, I want to get that too. And then the water activated liner palette is sold out. So I'm like, what's a girl to do? So I have that sitting there and I'm just waiting to see what happens. But then the other place is Metamorphosis, which I also have not tried, but I've heard really good things about. And they have a Baba, B-A-H, with a sheep palette. I don't know why it's a sheep, because I don't think of sheep as being purple, but it's a purple palette. And you know me, I like my purples. And then they also have their Lily Croaks, the frog one. That's so cute. And then they have a couple others that are really cute. They have the Moo Moo one, but they said that one's discontinued, but they said they're going to have Moo Moo 2 coming out. So, and I'm like, so I'm just hoping that those all come out at the same time so I can pick up 2 or 3 and then put an order in there. But those are the two really that I have my eye on. Beauty Bay, once those 2 come back in stock, hopefully everything's in stock at the same time and at a time when I have money. And then Metamorphosis. That's kind of what I'm going for. I have my list of things that I want, but I'm being good / broke. I'm being broke. Anyway, so yeah, we've got like a move coming up, hopefully in a couple weeks, if all goes according to plan, and a trip coming up in another couple weeks after that, and we're going to need to be buying a car at some point. And yeah, all sorts of things are going on. So life happens other than makeup. I know, crazy, right? So let's talk about what I am wearing. Well, first of all, my hair. So, we talked about a couple weeks ago whether or not I was going to cut my bangs. Well, clearly I did. I'm looking at these lumps in my hair because it's just weird. I cut my bangs, and I just kind of did, like the triangle from here, and then I cut them there. They're really thin and fine because my hair is really thin and fine, but it's thicker than it was. And that's why I said, oh, I can actually do bangs. But this is what it looks like if I pulled everything ahead, in front, something like that. And it's really wispy and whatnot. So I found that what I prefer to do is kind of take them into sections and kind of piece them together. Because if I spread it out, it looks a little bit weird. And the other thing is I like to make space. So more space on the forehead and then kind of almost like a curtain bang sort of effect, but with really thin stuff. I don't know. Does it work? I think it does. But the other thing that I'm looking at now is, you know, the wolf haircuts or like the pseudo mullet. Oh my goodness. People from my era are like, no, don't do the mullet. But it's cute. It was cute then and it's cute now. But like when it's really wispy on the bottom and then it comes up and it gets thicker and messier and just this great, fantastic hairband hair. That's my childhood, people. Bon Jovi hair. That's what I want in my life. I want to look like Bon Jovi. Yeah. Anyway, so you know that everybody's been doing this on TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, but being on YouTube, I can't get past the trends, right? So they basically take all the hair, put it on in a top knot right here. So it makes it so that the longer parts, you know, have to go all the way up here, and then the shorter parts are right here. I don't know. I think it would be so cute. And I think it would work really well in my hair because you see how my hair is like, all the growth is here, and then it ends, and then it goes down to really wispiness. I think it would work. Especially if I just like left some of the longer stuff and then just did the top. And I would cut it like, you know, like here. So the shortest layers would be like down here because I'd still want to be able to pull it back and stuff like that because it is the summer. I don't know. And then my hair is kind of feeling crunchy. I washed it last night, but I think it might be because I didn't have a scrunchie or any sort of a hair tie in the car. And so it was whipping around and I had it down today, of course, because it was freshly cleaned. So I think I just need to have a scrunchie in the car. Keep scrunchies in your car because your hair blowing in the wind in the summertime really does a number on it. It really damages it. So yeah. So when you're going to go in the car, make sure you pull it back, braid it, or something like that because it'll really mess up your hair. And my hair gets damaged so easily. Anyhow, I have to be extra careful with it. So I do need to make sure I've got like a hair tie or even like a clip because then I could just, you know, I could do like the Sarah Palin mom clip bun. I don't know what's that thing, right? You remember Sarah Palin? She was a thing back a few years ago, but I could just like do this sort of thing and clip it up. That was a thing back in the day too, right? Banana clips. You remember banana clips? I'm dating myself. Oh my gosh. What are we going to talk about, guys? I have stuff to look at. Oh, I was going to tell you what I'm wearing. Oh my goodness. I'm so like out of it. Anyway, tell me if you think I should do the wolf cut. The glasses are from Zenny. They are tinted green. I have shown you guys these ones before. They're really dirty. Oh my goodness, really dirty. But such is life. I like them. They're so cute. The earrings, I just showed you these like last week, I think it was. I got these from Walmart for like $3 or $4. They're these iridescent sort of. They have like hints of purple and not purple, green and pink. I think I really can't see anything from here, but they do. And it matches the green short suit that I have on, even though I'm not wearing the jacket right now because it's hot, but I did for church. And then I had put this guy on because it matched the shoes, which matched the jacket. And then I had my nails still done with those wraps that I got from my Walmart beauty box last time, and I had just put them on. So there's like this minty sort of green. Is that mint green? I guess. And then kind of like variations of that. They're okay. They're like tearing a little bit now and fringing and stuff. And I just trimmed my nails yesterday because they were getting a little bit weird and a couple of them had broken. My nails are really weak too, just like my hair. I mean, it's part of the PCOS thing. But anyway, so I think maybe a couple more days and I'll have to take this stuff off because it's starting to annoy me. So, but hey, that's been pretty good. A week, getting a week's worth of use. Usually a manicure lasts me like a day and a half. For the first time that I wash dishes, and then it's like, Bye. So yeah, not bad. I would recommend these, but I don't know how expensive they are. I think they're like $5, but I think that you can get them cheaper. I should check the dollar stores and stuff and see if I can get like these nail wraps cheaper, because that could be kind of fun and could keep me from having to do the rest of it. And also, I kind of don't like the idea of painting them, because like the chemical and everything, both from the nail polish and the nail polish remover, is just really harsh on the nails, and my nails can't handle a whole lot anyhow. So maybe these will just be better. And these kind of protect them, so it lets them grow and not get all messed up and stuff. So I don't know, kind of cool. My eye makeup is from this guy, which I just started with. So I am doing 3 days with one palette. I was doing 5 days with a palette, and I wasn't making it through my palettes faster than I was collecting them. But this is the Juvia's Place Mini Magic, and it is so beautiful. So beautiful. It's just a stunning, stunning palette. A couple of these shades are a little bit dry. Like these two shades at the bottom, these really dark shades, these are quite dry, but they go on really well. They go on really pigmented. This is a bright, like purpley blue, just stunning, gorgeous color. And then this is like a teal color. They look really similar in the pan, but when you put them on your eye, they're quite different. So, yeah. So anyway, I've got like the golds, or let me take off my glasses so you can kind of see, if you can see. I don't know. I will have this on my Instagram because I put all my looks on there. But I've got the Nana and the Zakia in the crease and above that, and then I've got a little bit of the Kessie too. And then I put, I believe, Yara. I think I put Aja. Yeah, I put Aja on the outside, and I put Yara in the middle, and then I put Yamoja in the inner corner. And then at the bottom, I put the Osun, this little pink color here, because it's really beautiful. Gorgeous palette. Love this. I love everything from Juvia's Place. I think they're just fantastic quality. Love, love. Ironically, the one that I don't like is the one that's made like for white complexions. It doesn't say that, but it's like the nude palette, which is not nude for anybody except for like pasty white people that are more pasty white than me. And so that's like the one that I like the least. Not because, I mean, the colors are beautiful and it's really well made. It's just so light you can't see anything. So, I mean, you can a little bit. It's really pretty, but it's just super, super light. So anyway, that's what I've got on today. And then the one that I did the 3 days before that, so started, what was it? Because this is today. This is my first day with this. This is today. Way to say the obvious, Priscilla. This is today. Yeah, I know it's such a beautiful palette. I really, really love that palette. I'm excited to see if I can do it justice in 3 days. I feel like in some ways 3 days is not enough time, because it goes so fast, and then I just start to get to know the palette, and then it's like time to retire it. Not retire it, because I will go back over and kind of pull out the palette, like I'll start over again. I'll loop through. So it's not like I'm going to do 3 looks and then the palette is done. I know some YouTubers do that. Like they've got so many palettes that when they get a palette, they use it, like do their 3 looks, and then the palette goes onto the shelf and that's it. I can't do that. Like I have to use them, because otherwise I feel like I'm just wasting. I mean, and I buy them to use them anyhow. I also buy them to look at them and to enjoy in that way. So this is the one I used for the 3 days before that. This is the Viseart Neutral Matte eyeshadow palette. Is that what it's called? I thought these had numbers on them. Professional Makeup. Oh, that's the brand. Yeah, so I think this is just the Neutral Matte. There's like a number to this one, I think, but I don't see it on the thing. I got this from the Boxy pop-up. That is the best thing about BoxyCharm. I've had problems with their boxes coming. I'm really hoping that this next one will be great, but who knows? And if it's not great, I'm probably not going to be ordering a lot more from them. I don't know. I might. Who knows? But last time I got 3 palettes, and it definitely made it worth it, because I was able to get them at such a good price. And the time before that, I got 5 palettes. Yeah. So anyway, but this is such a gorgeous. It looks neutral, but it is deceptively bright. So you've got, this is quite an orange look here, so you can go really, really brown. Hello, welcome to my talk about makeup and fashion and stuff. And this one is actually quite purple, but it looks much more neutral. But they share out really well. And this blue is really beautiful. It's really well pigmented, which is not easy to get with the blue. So I haven't played so much with these neutral beige sort of looks or tones. I mean, I've used them, but I haven't really compared them or anything. Yeah, but I did some actually fairly colorful, bold looks, and that was it was a lot of fun. So I really like this. I have another Viseart spoiler coming in my spoiler, comma, semicolon, yes, spoiler, semicolon. I have another Viseart palette coming in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, which I'm really excited about. I was really happy to see that there. Speaking of Ipsy, let's talk about this. I'm doing great. How are you doing? So we got the Have Fun, Love. Woohoo! Here it is, the groovy Ipsy Glam Bag for the month of June. And it's a cute bag. It's got this is like a patch on here. That's kind of cute. That's fun. Yeah, I like this. It's the summery sort of thing. Some pride sort of stuff on there as well. And then this tells you what everything is worth at full size. I don't really look at these. These aren't. The card gets recycled. Okay, so this and I do know what's coming to my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, which is the redemption. There we go, of Ipsy for this month, because otherwise I would be really annoyed. So these subscription boxes, they have you like do a quiz, and the quiz you say, what do you like, what do you don't like, what you don't like, the skin color, hair color, all that kind of stuff, right? And so they ask you all these questions. And then they also say that they use your reviews for any of the products. Well, I review everything. And I used to review the product based on its own merits, like, is the product good? But now I realize I actually have to review the product based on whether or not I want another one in my glam bag to come, because if I don't review it that way, then it will all who knows what I'll get in the next one. So yeah, so in this one, the thing that was kind of annoying is it's as if they didn't look. I guess it's lunchtime. It's as if they didn't look at anything that was in there. And so I got stuff that I won't use. So for skincare, what I do for skincare is I use oils almost exclusively. And I DIY my oils. I've talked about that. If you've watched more than like one other, or if you've watched one other video of mine, you will know that. So DIYing oils is my deal. So Hubs is making lunch while we speak, so that's all good. Anyway, so they sent me the Clive Premium Max Hyaluronic Propolis. Is it Propolis or Propolis? I don't know. Foaming cleanser. I'm not going to use this because I do not use cleansers on my face, because I don't like to draw out the oil that's supposed to be there naturally. I will clean my face using steam, using oils, and I also do actually use cleansers, but not like soap type cleansers. My object is not to pull all the oils and stuff off my skin, which unfortunately is what most people try to do. So that we're gonna put this in a giveaway. Oh, let me check here. I think, yeah, it's sealed, so we can get that in a giveaway. It's supposed to be, let me actually take a look. And it's funny because they'll say, this is the price and this is the value. It's not the value, because clearly you gave the whole thing to me for $12. So if that was the value, then it would be different. But it says the full size is $28. Yeah, okay, whatever. I would not pay $28 for a cleanser. This is Glam Glow. Now, I guess Glam Glow is a brand that they use. This is a super mud clearing treatment mask. The irritating thing about this is it's one or maybe two uses, and it's this sort of thing that's really hard to like squeeze out the rest of it. And I feel like they should have put it in a different container, because that's just going to be annoying. Like after one use, then your next use, you're going to have to like squeeze it all down to the bottom or whatever. Anyway, again, I probably won't use this. I do use some masks, but I don't usually use things that try to pull everything out, because that's actually counterintuitive to the health of your skin, because you need to have the oils working in your skin in order to push things out. That's why you get breakouts, is because you pull everything out and then it closes off because there's nothing. It's like I've mentioned before, it's like using Dawn dish detergent in your car engine and cleaning out all of your pistons and everything with the Dawn dish detergent and being like, there, now it's going to work great. No, it's not, because it needs to be lubricated. So your skin actually needs to retain the oil. And when you remove oil, if you don't replace the oil, then that's where you have the problems. This guy here, I didn't even open this to see what it looks like. This is a washa, is how you say it, right? The annoying, irritating thing with this is that I just got one. Okay, oh, it looks like a foot. But this is like plastic. Yeah, this is like plastic. The other one I've got is actually like stone. And the other one came in the Glam Bag X Khloe Kardashian that came last month. And they both came from Ipsy. Why would I possibly need another one of these? Since you literally just sent me one like a couple weeks ago, I received it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't understand the logic in that. It's like they don't even pay attention to what they sent me. We're not even talking about like what my preferences are. So this will go in a giveaway as well. Sorry, it's a little dented, but that's how I received it. Such is life. The two things that I will keep now. So in the Glam Bag, they send 5 things, and then you choose one, and they choose 4 for you. So of the things they chose for me, of the 4 things they chose for me, 3 of them I won't use. So that wasn't very productive, unfortunately. But there are 2 things, plus the bag, which I will use for like a giveaway or that sort of thing, because it's a cute little bag. I don't need these bags every single month. I get another bag. Ugh, I got a stiff neck. But yeah, I don't need all these bags for myself, but they're good for like giveaways or gifts or that sort of thing. So the 2 things that the thing that I picked was this from ABH, and it is the liquid lipstick. It was like the most relevant thing for what my taste is. And I do quite like it. I actually put it on yesterday. I wore it yesterday. It is almost a concealer lip sort of thing. It's lighter than my lip color. So I feel like I'd almost have to use a lip liner with this to make it really work well, but I can use it as kind of in the middle to do like an ombre sort of thing. I don't know. It's pretty, but it's just a little bit light for me. But I think that in the spring it might be better, or in the wintertime, in the dead of winter when I basically lose all my color. Although I don't have much color now, but I do have a little bit. And then the other thing is it dries out the lips like all these mattifying liquid lipsticks do. And it makes my lips look like prunes, dried up prunes. And so that's kind of annoying. I don't really like that. But you put gloss over the top of it, which then kind of defeats the whole point of having a matte liquid lip, which is not, non-transfer. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, people. Like, I don't know. We gotta make a compromise at some point, but such is life. So then the other thing that they chose for me was this from IBY, which is inspired by you. Is this a UK brand? I feel like this is a UK brand, maybe. It's called Carry On 2 Blush. in Sunkissed, and it's a little sample size, which is kind of cute. It's got this little guy here. Now he's whistling because he wants to be in my video. You want to say hi, love? Oh, okay. So you just want to whistle for everybody? So it looks like this. It's actually a really nice color, like that. Okay, can you see that? Pretty light though, but it does swatch pretty nicely. Yeah. So I think that's actually going to be really nice. I did put it on and it applies really nicely. It looks really nice. So yeah, you know, it's okay. So then I always evaluate and say, okay, $12. I don't go based on value. I know a lot of people go based on value. Some people go based on weight. That doesn't mean anything to me, because you can have a heavy glass bottle filled with junk that you don't want, and then you could have like something that's super cheap and lightweight and it works great. So weight doesn't say anything to me at all as far as value. Let that be a lesson to you in your life. Weight doesn't mean anything about your value. Turn that around, didn't we? But so then basically I've got 2 items plus the bag. So we've got $12 divided by 3 items. It's going to be $4 a piece. The bag I would not pay $4 for. I would pay $2 for it. I think that would be worth $2 for me, but I wouldn't pay $4 for it because I can get them, something similar or whatnot, for less. Would I pay then? So if I pay $2 for this, would I pay $6? That's what's left, or $5? That's fine. Sorry, $5 for each of these items. Maybe. I feel like for $5, there's something else that you could do, and it wouldn't have to be this. So I don't know. There is some value to these just in the fact that they will be part of a giveaway, and so they do get to be rehomed and sent out. I'm just going to check and see if this has a seal on it. It does. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. Sent to another place that hopefully will love them and enjoy them. So there is some value to that because I would contribute my own things. So it's not a complete loss, but I am really glad that I know what's coming in the plus, because otherwise I would be quite annoyed at this particular group of items. So this will be in the box of goodies that are going to be going for a giveaway. Giveaway will be coming up when I hit 5K on IG. We're getting there. It's getting close. Got a couple hundred to go, 200-300, I think, to go. So hopefully make that happen. And yeah, it's been great, like having all these people coming in and checking things out and liking and that sort of thing, subscribing and all that. So, so I have been on a talk about the concept of happy at any size. So there's this conception. That's a funny word too, right? Because that's been like completely changed in our understanding. But this concept of healthy at any size, and so that's, to me, I feel like that's a misnomer, because you can't really necessarily be healthy at any size. I mean, you can have the pursuit of health, but then again, nobody's truly healthy, and that's where the thing is, right? Because we all have, we're human beings who are going to die at some point, and so you can't really say you can be a healthy person and die tomorrow. You can be an unhealthy person and live for 120 years. So it really doesn't. The idea of healthy, unhealthy is not what people think it is. But we have somehow made health a god of sort, a religion of sort. And so, which is kind of this whole other issue. I had somebody talking about, actually in church, the person that was preaching today said something about you can have food addictions, but then you also have people who are addicted to the good things like working out. And I'm like, that's still, if it's an addiction, if you have to do it and it's consuming you and you can't function without it, it still is something that is a negative. It's out of balance. It's out of whack, and it can still wreak havoc on your body and on your health because it's not healthy to over-exercise. So abundance of something good is not necessarily good. So, whether it's food or exercise, everything in balance. Anyway, so my concept is that everything, instead of focusing on health, we should focus on happiness, because that's really what matters anyhow. And if I live 120 years, but I'm not happy, why did it matter? It's not important. But if I live 40 years or whatever, and I'm happy, then that's really, quality of life is more important than longevity. Not that you should live in a way that's reckless necessarily, but live in the way that again, you feel happy, you feel the happiest, and you feel the most productive, and you make other people happy as well. Because happiness is not just for you, it's for other people as well. It's for you to shine your light. How cheesy is that, right? So the first thing that we talked about is that you need to, in order to find happiness, you have to know what you believe in. And in my opinion, there are two primary things that you can believe in. You can believe in something that is a deity, God, creator, the Almighty, whatever form that happens to mean for you. Or you can believe in something that is chance. Now, not science, because science is just how we determine what goes on in the world. It's not, science doesn't make things happen. Science just tells us what did happen, sometimes if it's used correctly. And so, yeah, there's basically those two things. You can either have chance or you can have some sort of higher being. And if that happens to be aliens, it's still a higher being. If it is any sort of other creature that we came from, then that's the higher being. So that's step number one. Step number two is find out who you are based on that. So know your own identity based on where you came from. And then step three that we talked about last Sunday is to have accomplishment. You need to, in order to be happy, have accomplishment. Now, starting from step three, basically after those first two steps and moving forward, it's not necessary to go in order. I don't think. I mean, I'm kind of presenting them based on how important I think they are. But actually, the one that I want to talk about today is, I think, more important than that one I talked about last week. But I feel like if you are already an unhappy person, you can't get to this point today unless you already do something else that's a little bit introspective. Now, what I want to talk about today then is the step of love, giving love. The problem that we have is we have so incredibly distorted the whole understanding of that concept of love. So love in our modern concept means basically is most used in two different ways. First of all, self-love. Self-love is poison. It's toxic. It is not a good thing. Why? Because it is completely contrary to the definition of what love is. And love is a selflessness. So you cannot selflessly love yourself. Does not make sense, right? Because by definition, love itself is selfless. So you can't, if you love somebody, you love them in a way that you're not asking or expecting anything in return. Well, you don't do that for yourself, because anything you do for yourself is self-preservation. What we're talking about is self-respect, a realization of who we are, a self-understanding. Even when I talked about last week, we were talking about accomplishing something. That is like taking care of ourselves and moving forward as ourselves. But you cannot love yourselves. You cannot love yourself. So telling somebody that they need to love themselves is completely toxic. It's completely contrary to logic. And you cannot marry those two things, because as soon as it is turned on yourself, it is no longer love. It is something completely different. Now, it might be, some people take it as self-respect and whatnot. But one of the reasons that I know that this is the case is because the countries and the communities in this world that have the most self-love also have the highest levels of depression, the highest levels of suicide. I mean, just some ridiculous statistics, um, even though they're like supposedly super self-confident. And so the cultures that are teaching you that you need to think about yourself, that you need to love yourself first and whatnot, we're very, very unhappy people because we're thinking about ourselves. Why? Because love has been distorted. It has been perverted. So do not do that. Now I know, so many people disagree with me on this, because self-love has become such a favorite thing to talk about. But it's one of our biggest problems that we have in our culture, where we look at everything from a self-focused position instead of thinking outside of ourselves. And this is the whole point of love, is the magical thing about love, true love. And I don't mean true love like, the Princess Bride or Disney or anything like that, right? Love, true love, right? Or it's love, true love, right? Oh, will follow you forever. Okay, anyway, yes, I love that movie, but that's not true love. That is really not true love. But we have this definition of true love, that is completely distorted. But true love actually is something that is magical, because it is something that is selfless completely. But it's also a really hard place to get to, because we are humans and we are never fully selfless. We are always thinking about ourselves. And so it's a very difficult place to be, where we can actually give love to somebody without expecting anything in return. So the other side that we look at with love, that's been completely distorted again by the movies, by popular fiction, by The Bachelor, and all these different places, the idea of love is romantic love. And with the romantic love, the primary understanding of that is that you feel love for somebody. That's how I know I love you. You hear people say all the time, this will get me in trouble too, you can't help who you love. That's complete BS. Complete BS. And I will tell you why. If it was really true that you can't help who you love, there would be a lot of really, really incompatible relationships, like really incompatible relationships. And there aren't. The vast majority of people who think they are truly in love with somebody are very compatible with them. They're in a similar class, they're in a similar area of interest, they're in all these different kinds of things. It's not this like magical thing that, oh my goodness, these people just came together and their destinies were intertwined and whatnot. That's not the case at all. That's not how it works. And so when we think about love for another person, usually it is a very selfish love. It's not love at all. It's manipulation. When I say I love you to someone, what I'm saying 99% of the time as a human being is, please love me back. Almost always. In fact, there's people in my family who would use that as a manipulative thing and say, well, this and this and this and this and this and this, but I still love you, right? It's like, and it can become almost an abusive thing, because it's like, well, I'm going to love you even though you suck. I'm going to love you even though you will never measure up. You are not worthy of my love, but I'm still going to love you. Well, that's not love. Come on. And then in relationships, you do the same thing. And the same sort of thing. Like a lot of times there's one person or another person in the relationship who says they love you. But for example, abusive partners, whoever that is, and men and women are equally how do I say that? Anyway, they have the tendency to, I like lost my words. My words aren't working now. But they have the equal propensity to be abusive. And in fact, I think women are more so. I'm just saying. I think men are just more simple and less manipulative. Well, I don't think. Men are more simple and less manipulative. That's not always a good thing. Sometimes it just means, less intelligent. I mean, not all men. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general. And again, it's not all. I'm a woman, and even though I know that women can be manipulative, and I know that that can be my tendency, I try to stay away from that. But yeah, so men, even though there is abuse, it's not. I don't think it's as deep. Let me use this. I've gotten off track. I know I've gotten off track, but let me use this as an example. How many people do you know, including possibly yourself, whose most abusive relationship that they've ever been in was with their mother? You know, it's true. So women are difficult. Women are very difficult and can be very abusive in different ways that are not necessarily physical or whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, so that's off on a different topic, right? But we use things like love in order to manipulate. So if I tell you I love you, what I'm really saying is please love me back. It doesn't have anything to do with me selflessly loving you, because if I need to tell you I love you, well, first of all, it's good for us to tell each other we love each other, because it's healthy. It's it's a good thing to hear, right? It's something that we need to hear. Not all of us, but many of us need to hear it. So I tell my husband I love him because it's good for him, and he tells me because it's good for me. But I need to hear it. If he didn't say I love you, and it'd been like a year or so that he hadn't said I love you, I'd be like, oh my goodness, right? Especially I think women, but men too need to see and experience and witness that love and hear it expressed. So we say that because it's good for the relationship. But the real love that we're talking about is not love that you speak; it's love that you show. Because real love is not said; it is shown. Now you demonstrate it, but you have to have both. It's important for somebody to hear that somebody loves them too. But when you can tell somebody you love them all day long, and if your actions don't follow that, that's not going to really compute. So how do you love selflessly? Well, the only way to love selflessly is to, first of all, you must, the word charity, unfortunately, has been hijacked. It's been hijacked by a culture of arrogant, classist, bougie people who think that love is giving our scraps away. That's not love. Okay, so charity is not love. It used to be that charity was love. They used to be synonymous. That is not the case anymore. Charity is not love. It has nothing to do with love. In fact, it's the antithesis of love, because when you give charity to somebody, you are actually looking down on them, almost always. So if you are, for example, you're giving handouts to people on the corners, not that you shouldn't help people. I'm not saying that. I very much believe that you should help people. That's how I live my life. But what people need more than anything else is relationship. They don't need stuff as much as they need relationship. They need help getting through and getting to the next point so that they can be independent. Now, that's how you really love somebody, is help them to become independent so they don't need your handouts anymore. But most people don't want that. Most people need, for example, me having lived in Haiti and other parts of the world, I have seen the arrogance of missionaries. Many of them, oh man, I get in trouble. Whew. Watch your mouth, girl. I have seen the arrogance of people that travel to these countries thinking that somehow we have something that they need. We don't have anything they need, okay? And so this arrogance that comes out in supposedly loving them, you do not love them. If you do not see them as an equal, you do not love them. That's the first thing. You must see this person as absolutely an equal. They don't need you. They don't need you. And if you're not in that place, you got a long way to go. If you can't look at the homeless person on the street corner and say, you know what, this person doesn't actually need me. Anything that I do for them is simply me being a friend just because I need their friendship. Because the relationship that is here is actually going to be beneficial to both of us. Now, is that selfish? Yes, it is, but that's friendship, not love. So friendship and love go together, but they're not the same thing. Friendship is something that you give so that you can get something back, right? That's an exchange. I give you friendship so that I can get something back. But you also can give love to somebody that maybe can't or won't give it back. And that comes from when you develop the relationship with them and then something else comes back. For example, if I have something that you don't have and I see that what I have can help you, but again, I'm not looking at you as lower than me. I'm just looking at it, hey, I went through that too. For example, right now, me sharing my stories, me sharing a little bit of what I've learned in life is a little bit of me loving, because it's hard for me to put some of the stuff out there. It's hard for me to say a lot of the things that, I mean, I haven't said that much, but that will come. And for me to bare my soul and express the deep darkness of my soul to you is one of those things that is, I think, it's an expression of love, because I'm not looking at anybody who looks at this as inferior to me. I'm looking at you as people who are very much able and capable and will succeed and will move on just like I did. But I'm telling you my story so that maybe I can inspire you, because I am just like you and you are just like me. I am not superior to you. You are not superior to me. We are equals, but we are not the same. And that is a very important thing. We don't have the same things. And so if I give you something, whether it's materialistic, whether it's information, whether it's, love, affection, whatever it happens to be, if I give you something because I have excess of it or because I have enough of it to give, but I'm not looking at you as if you are below me and you need me for you to survive, then that's love. Love must be based on a partnership. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So my mom years ago, we were in church, and she had dealt with a lot of things in her life and whatnot, but just kind of getting to this point where she was realizing that healing might happen at some point. But she believed, and I believe, that God actually speaks to you and that God tells you to do things. And I believe that, and she believes that. And so we were sitting in church, but she had not experienced this. It was a new concept for her. And she was sitting in church and heard God tell her, you see that couple over there, that man and woman with the children, and she didn't know anything about them. They had come for a couple, 1 or 2 weeks. And God said, go over there and offer to babysit for their kids once a week for free. And my mom didn't know them. And she was scared because she was like, what in the world? And she had the time. She was retired. She was a grandma. She loved kids. She knew how to take care of kids. She'd raised 7 kids of her own, and so this was something that she could do. She felt like, well, I don't have anything to contribute. I don't have anything to offer anybody. I don't have any money. My mom has always been poor, very poor. And so, this was one of those things where she said, I have time and I have affection. And that was it. And she didn't know anything about these people. And she wasn't looking at them, oh, they need me. But she was just offering it. And she said, she went to them and she said, hi. She said, you don't know me, but I feel God's telling me that I need to watch your kids, or I need to offer to watch your kids once a week for free. And they kind of looked at each other and were like, well, who are you? And so they came over and met us, met the family, sat down, everybody connected. And those kids called my mom grandma for the whole time. And they're still connected. Now, she didn't know, but later she found out that those people were having a hard time in their marriage. And they have divorced, but the kids still keep in contact with her. Not real close contact, but they still keep in contact with her. And this was the kids are all adults now. They were, very young at the time. The youngest was a baby. And then, the oldest, I think, was maybe 7 when she started watching them. But they were part of our family, and we brought them in. And that was love, because we simply had something that they could use. But it wasn't that, oh, well, we're so much better than you. We want to, just let us take care of this, right? It wasn't that sort of thing. It was, we have something to offer you. Would you like it? And that was an example of love. There's many other instances that I can talk about, but I think that's one of the ones that came to mind because I feel like that's one of the ones where the example, she didn't put herself above anybody. It wasn't about, hey, I'm going to do this for you. So you need to step aside. She just made herself available. She just made herself available. No strings attached. There was no, well, I'm going to do this, but you have to go to marriage counseling. There was none of that sort of thing. It was just, I'm going to offer to take your kids because I know how hard it is when you have a bunch of young ones. She had 7. And so she knew when you have a bunch of little kids, it's really hard to have time for your relationship. And so she recognized that. She had been through that. And so she loved them by giving herself to them. And that was one of the main steps in her healing, key, in her happiness, in finding happiness. My mom had a miserable upbringing in many ways. And so, her early adult life. And I mean, just, a lot of stress, a lot of issues. And so this was one of the first steps, was her just being able to love someone unconditionally and without strings, and not feeling like she was over them in any way. And I think that this was also, that's kind of what I did when I went to Haiti. When I went to Haiti, I completely went there on a level with everyone else. I was not in charge of anyone. I didn't come in as the, American coming to save the day. I was an employee just like all of the other professors, and all the other professors were Haitian. All of my bosses were Haitian. Everybody, everybody around me was Haitian. And I simply went and said, I have something to offer. Can it help? Because I believe that this can actually help Haitian leaders, future leaders in this university, to be more powerful and to be more potent in their leadership in the future. And so I offered my skills as a instructor, as a professor, and they accepted, and that relationship has been ongoing since. And so that's an example. I mean, that's, love can be a very simple thing, but it really is about being willing to give yourself and realize that you are the same as the other person. It cannot be about manipulation. You cannot expect anything in return. When my mom said, hey, let me watch your kids, she didn't say, well, you've got to let me tell you how to raise the kids. Or she didn't say, oh, they never send me birthday cards afterwards. It's nothing like that. It hasn't been, if they keep in contact with her, she's thrilled. If they don't, that's okay too, because, she understands they have their life. So love is a complicated topic, but we really water it down, and we really do it an injustice to say that, first of all, it's an emotional thing that we can't control. That's complete hogwash. I know that I control, I'm not attracted to certain people, but it's interesting because in the past I have been attracted to those kinds of people. I've been at least a specimen or two of that, of that category of people that I'm currently not attracted to, if that makes sense. So our experiences, our expectations, all of those things help to form who it is we fall in love with. And then we fall out of love, and then we say, oh, I don't love you anymore. Well, that's your choice, because love is a choice. Love is not something that just happens to you. Sorry, Hollywood, you got it wrong. So anyway, I would say that the next step that you need to take, if you've got the other steps down, or you want to skip to the step, whatever, love is, you got to understand love. And you cannot love yourself. You can't. You can respect yourself. You can care for yourself. You can, like I talked about last week, accomplishment is very important. You need to have accomplishment in your life. You need to have goals that benefit you in the long run. You need to have goals. You need to have objectives for yourself. That's not love. That's preservation. That's caring for yourself so that you are as healthy as possible. You are as well cared for as possible. It's a natural thing. It's something that we're all supposed to do, and we shouldn't feel guilty for doing that. But that's not love. And to recategorize that as being love is to really weaken the concept of love and to make people misunderstand what love is. So now we have this idea that love is somehow a bubble bath. I'm going to do some self-care, I'm going to love myself with my glass of wine and my music and my bubble bath and my massage. No, that's not love. That's self-care. It's a different thing. Anyway, give your love away. It's not for you. If it's for you, it's not love. It can't be. Okay, e.l.f. So e.l.f. had a sale. I think it was 60% off sale. So they had clearance and sale items, and they sent me an email and said, we have this thing going on. And I said, yes, please. Sign me up. So let's do this quickly. I got all this for like 30 bucks. 30 bucks. It was less than 30 bucks, I think. I think it was like 28 or something like that. All right, I'm going to try to start. Let me start with the base product. Okay, so there were two things that were free. So I really highly recommend, if you need more than one thing from e.l.f., that you go onto their website, because they have really good benefits to going on their website. They have a really good rewards program, probably the best that I've seen of any place. So this was, if you spend $25 or more, you got to choose an item. So I got the Ride or Die Lip Balm in Boss Berry. This guy here. This is a really thick. I just used it yesterday a little bit. It's super thick. It actually, you really have to squeeze it to get it out. But it's kind of like almost like a night lip mask. It's really nice. I like it quite a bit. The tint is pretty mild, so it's not anything really fabulous. But I mean, that's a nice little freebie. I know it was like a couple of years ago, everybody was going nuts for that. Like, it's so good, the Ride or Die, right? So, I mean, cool. That was the first time that I've tried it. So, and then I got this, which I have not actually ever heard of. Is this a new thing? Have you guys tried this? Who knows about this? This is the Luminous Matte Makeup Primer with Acai Berry. And this was... Was this like... Oh, wait, no. This was with points. And this was if I got $25 worth of stuff. Yeah, so I got this. I used my points on this because I had a bunch of points. And I thought, I haven't tried that. Let me try it. And then this was, if I got more than $25 worth of stuff, then I got to choose an item. And so this is what I chose. Let me see. Oh, it goes like that. So it screws out. It's a nice little cap. I mean, that's kind of a swanky little cap. This guy, I have not used it at all. So I'm really interested to see. Luminous Matte. Let's see, I'm an oily creature, so but actually using oils has greatly reduced the number of the number. I can't count oils. The amount of oil that I have on my skin. So then this is the one thing that I did not get on sale, but I got this because I had a $10 credit, and I thought I'm going to go ahead and get this guy, because I've been wanting to try it for a long time. And this is like, what, $14 or something like that. And this is the Camel CC cream. I got this in, I hate choosing this. I know that Ulta has like a foundation selector, but there's got to be, somebody's got to make an app where I literally can put this on and say, oh, this was good, except it was too yellow, or this was good, except it was too, cool tone, warm tone, whatever. And then it will zero you in and tell you exactly what, like based on what everybody else says. If you like this skin tone, or if you have this skin tone, and if this one worked for you, then this one will be the correct shade for you. We need to have that. We don't have it. Anyway, it looks like this might be dark for me. Oh, I don't know. That actually looks like it might be okay. We'll see how this works. That actually blended into my hand nicely. This hand is a little more tan because I drive. So it gets a little bit more tan than this hand. Actually, a lot more tan. I guess my husband needs to drive for a while so I can match these up, because my goodness. Yeah. So, but it actually matches the hand pretty well. It looks like it might be a little bit dark for me though right now, but I think in the summertime it might do well, or maybe in the fall. I hear really great stuff about this. I'm really curious to use it. I'm actually glad to have picked it up. I grabbed this because it was, okay, the rest of these were 60% off. And so they were pretty stinking cheap, which is why I was able to get all this stuff for under 30 bucks. I grabbed this because I love it. and I have it in this, which is deep brown, is the one in my daily makeup basket. This is black, and it looks like they were discontinuing this, but I grabbed it anyhow because I mean, I think it'll work for me. This has a little bit of scent to it, the Camel CC cream, but it's not too bad. So I'm not going to open this, but I'm going to put it here in the drawer for when I need it. But that will be that'll be the one that I grab when this one runs out. And I also am finishing up one from Essence that I don't like as much as the e.l.f. one, which is in my pan basket. So, pan basket. Yeah. Okay, so I got that. I got this guy. And in retrospect, I kind of wanted to get the lippies too, but I didn't. There was another thing too that I wanted that I didn't get. That was actually on sale. But what I did is I went to the sale and then I sorted by best ratings. And I'm like, I'm going to pick up the best rated stuff. And then went through and looked at what caught my eye and grabbed those things. So this was like $4 and something, 60% off. It was really cheap. This is a nice hefty, this is nice. I've got these little guys. They're little bite size. These are super cheap. Not anywhere close to this. I don't know if you can see like the thickness and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty nice. This is all like, what do they call this? Frosted. It's not glass, but it's really nice. I really like this. I have not swatched anything here. This is the deep one. So this is where pandering gets you. I don't know if this is true. This might not be true. I might be completely off on this. But the fact that this looks like it's being discontinued or clearanced, but the light one is not. Makeup companies, please just do what you're good at. For example, you remember how I said earlier in this video that the worst palette that Juvia's Place had was the one that was supposed to be nudes for white people? Because it's so stinking white. I'm like, it's for ghosts. It's for Casper. Okay, I know there's white people that are that, that are that light. And actually, I know that there's a lot of darker skinned people that would look really good, and especially those shimmers, because that can really pop on darker skin. Like, dark shadows can pop on light skin. So, it really can be very nice. But the nude palette that they did is the worst one they did, because it was like them trying to appease their white audience. I buy Juvia's Place stuff because it's really good, really well pigmented stuff that works great on dark skin, and it works really great on my skin too, because it's just really good. And so when a place like e.l.f. goes in and it's like, we're going to do a light version and a dark version. Who buys e.l.f.? I'm not saying that dark-skinned people do not buy e.l.f., because I know that's not true, but that's not the majority. And so my thought is, make your stuff well and don't label it for a certain skin type. Okay, this you have to, you have to label it because it's clearly a complexion item. But for stuff like this, just call this the chocolate tone or what, I don't know, whatever you want to do it. I feel like people didn't buy this because it said dark or deep. And they thought, well, I'm not dark or deep. I can't have that because I'm not dark. Hello. I'm going to rock this. The only one that will not work super well is this highlighter shade. Well, it will work because it's a highlight, and that can be used as a eyeshadow too. It's really pretty, but it's definitely dark for me. But, a blush topper, it could definitely work as a blush or bronzer topper. But these other colors I think are really pretty. It's all matte. It's really nice. I'm curious to get into this. I think this is going to be an interesting palette. So everything's matte except for the highlighter, clearly. So I think they did really well on this palette. Oh, this is the Jenna Atkins collab that got really rave reviews. So I wasn't going to pick it up, but then it got rave reviews. So why is everybody so loud around me when I'm doing this? My husband's in a bad mood. He's cranky with me, so I think he purposefully came in here and made all that noise just because he was feeling that. He was feeling that, you know. Okay, so was it last summer or the summer before that? They had the Retro Paradise. I got the palette because I love it. It's right here, actually, because it's coming up. Love this. This is such a good palette. That palette is sold out. It's a fantastic palette. Sorry if you didn't get it. But there's some other things that are still remaining. So this is the little glitter liquid eyeshadow. Now I have this in the purple. ¿Dónde está? I don't know. I might have put it somewhere. Anyway, I wore it yesterday because that was one of the things. The Viseart, it really creased yesterday. I don't know why. I wasn't really out in the heat or anything like that. And usually I'm out in the heat and it doesn't. But I feel like I don't normally put mattes on my lid. And maybe for some reason it was the mattes that creased worse than the shimmers. Is that supposed to happen? I thought shimmers were supposed to crease worse. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try to put this in a place the other stuff isn't. So this is me actually swatching most of the stuff for the first time. And I'm not really swatching. I'm just doing a little mini swatch. So this is a little reflective silvery topper. And I think that's going to be cute for like a inner corner highlight and stuff like that. And actually, I think this might be really good for like the summer when it is hot and sweaty and you just want to put something on and not really have it go anywhere. We'll see. But this was like $1 something or $2 and something. Everything was super cheap. I got 3. Oh, sorry. Let's go back because there's another part of this collection too. So there was this lip collection that came with it. And these all were together. And I think this was discounted down to like $4 or something like that. So this is a lip gloss. I did put it on my lips and it is chunky, but not horribly. So people are like, it hurts my lips. I'm like, okay. High maintenance much. And then came with these lip pencils, which I think are going to be nice. They are a little, they're a little waxy, but it might just take some warming up too. I'll just put a couple here on the back of my hand so you can see. What I like to do with lip pencils is actually put a little balm on my lips, and I feel like then the lip pencil kind of glides on. If you put them on dry lips, they don't go on as well. But if you put a little lip balm, then I find that they apply better. They also will smudge better, so be careful. And then I got this. This is Lippy, Seriously Satin Lippy. Look at the packaging. It's cute. It's all like this open up thing. In the color Persimmon. Yeah, Persimmon. This is, I am not a super orangey person, but I wore this today. And let me tell you, it was so cute. It still stained my lips. This is going to be a bad lip application. But this is cute. Look how bright that is. IG can see it better than YouTube can. But yeah, it's so cute. And it kind of matched my eye look because my eye has the orange, which is why I went for it, because I'm like, it's so summery. It's not a color that I normally would wear, but it has, I love the color. I think it's so cute. It's like a tangerine sort of, but a little bit more orange than that. It's really cute. I love it in eye looks. And I thought, even though I don't usually wear orange lipstick, I think it would be really cute. So there we go. Living my best. What's that? 80s life. All right. I've got 3. Oh, let me go with this lippy too. We're almost done. I'm not going in order, but y'all forgive me. This is the e.l.f. Metallic Lip Crayon. And I just got this because it looks so stinking pretty. And that is this color. It's like a mauve-y, sort of like a peachy mauve. Is that the name of it? The color is Magnetic Mauve. Okay, so really pretty metallic. I don't know how that will look on my lips, but we're going to find out, and it's really cute. I think that will look really pretty along the holiday sort of time, so who knows. I got this guy. I have had these little liners, but this is purple. And anything purple I need in my life. So I did play around with this a little bit. I don't like it with like the pencil brush, but I like it with the angled like eyebrow and eyeliner brush. That works better for me. I feel like it gets a better, like more pigmentation that way. I can't get it super thin, but that's okay. I think I can use it for like thicker lines and filling in and even probably kind of covering the lid and then going over the top of it. I think that will work. It does stay put really well. So I think this will be a lot of fun to work with. And then I got 3 blushes. So this one is the Candid Coral Blush. I don't know what these are. I threw away the bigger packaging. It has a little mirror. It's kind of cute, right? But it's this kind of warm tone, sort of light. Let me put it in here. I think it's one of their cheaper side. Can you even see that? No, can't see it. It does show up a little bit, but this is, for me, it's more like a spring when I don't have any color to my skin sort of thing. That's when that would be appropriate. All of these are on the warmer side. I'm not a warm tone person, but I was just feeling it. So I got them. This is a Radiant Peach, and this is in the, whatever these radiant ones are. So this is a shimmery one, and this is so pretty. Let me put this below that other one that you can't see and see if you can see this one. Hey, you can see that a little bit, but it's really reflective and shiny and more like a topper, but I think it would be really cute. This is really a summery look to me. And then this is their primer infused blush in Always Peachy. So again, another warm tone. Looks like this, kind of matches my shirt. And very yellowy undertone, and put that below that, right above my tattoo. And that one's right here. And I think that one will be really nice for summer as well. So that's what I got. That was my little e.l.f. haul. These are fun little items I will be using. At some point, if you want me to do either like an e.l.f. full face live, I will be willing to do that. Or if you want me to do like a review of all my e.l.f. items, or just an inventory of all my e.l.f. items. I've got a lot of e.l.f. makeup, and I can kind of tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Some of these things are discontinued, so it won't necessarily help, but like for something like this, even if the color is discontinued, the formula is still available, and it kind of give you an idea of what they're up to. So warmies here at the end. So I'm just about ready to go. What do you think of my orange lip, Warmy? Do I look kissable? Anyway, so yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We talked about a lot of stuff. I want to get more on this topic of love. I think that's a good topic. But we got other stuff to talk about too, so we'll move on. All right, that's all I've got. Aw, you like that? I like it too. It's cute. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I do this on Sundays at 3 and on Wednesdays at 8-ish is what we're going with right now. But that changes with my hubby's schedule because I kind of go around his schedule. So, but I will see you in the next one, and that's Central Standard Time, by the way. You have a good day. You have a good weekend, and stay fabulous. Bye.